about 5 years ago, I had a dog. I called her Baby. Big basset hound, beautiful dog. Loved her. Loved him. I'm calling her. I loved him. Beautiful dog. We were sort of like, same kindred spirit. He was an old man, I'm an old man. Anyway, I love that dog. And living in Houston, it's very warm there. And because it's warm and it's humidity, the people don't have carpeting on their floors. Most people just have tile floors. And so I would come home every day to check my dog to see if he had water, because he used to drink a lot of water, and because it's so hot there. And I came in the house one day to check his water. When you walk into a room, you don't look down at the floor, you look straight ahead. And so I walked in to my living room and walked into the kitchen where his dish was. When I looked down at the floor to look at his dish, something caught my eye. And I looked to the side to see what it was. And there were big puddles of blood on the floor. And my dog was bleeding out of his butt. He must have eaten a bone or something, must have punctured him internally. My dog was bleeding to death. And I could see the blood pumping out of him with every heartbeat. And it was not a small amount. It was significant. And so I'm very concerned, and I don't know why, but I called my wife and asked her, hey, my ex-wife, I asked her, what should I do? And I already knew what to do, but she said, oh, pray for him. I thought, well, I already knew that. I got the phone, but by the time I got the phone, my dog was now lying on the floor, no longer standing up, lying on the floor, gasping for his last breath. I knew my dog wasn't going to make it. He wasn't going to make it down the vet. He wasn't going to make it to the vet. He wasn't going to make it down the driveway, for that matter. He was laying there gasping for his last breath. Just, and every time the blood was pumping out of his hind end. I got down on my knees. I put my hand, it says you're supposed to lay hands on, put my hand on my dog's hind end. I said, Lord, I know my dog is old. I know he's not going to be with me too much longer. But I pray, Lord, you be with me just a little bit longer. This I ask in Jesus' name. At that exact instant, when I said Jesus' name, when that sound stopped coming from my lips, that sound stopped. At that exact instant, the blood which was pumping out of his body at an incredible rate stopped completely, as if someone turned off the valve. And I looked to see if there was one more drop of blood. And there wasn't. At that very moment, he took a big breath and jumped to his feet. And then the dog started staring at me. And he kept on staring at me for hours. I realized that no one would believe me, so I went to grab my camera. And by the time I located my camera, the dog had already, cleaned up after his mess. He went and licked up all the blood on the floor. I wanted to take pictures of it to show people, but because I know no one would believe me. But from that moment, me and the dog, we were friends before, but now it was much deeper. The dog would stare at me for hours. Wherever I was in the house, he would just stare at me, because he knew something had happened. He couldn't express it. He knew something had happened. God had saved my dog. He delivered my dog. You know, I prayed for him, and God heard my cry. If you need me to pray for you, if you have a sickness, God has worked in my life many miracles, and so I have the faith necessary. You know, if your heart is pure, and if you believe, you know, give me a call or send me an email, and I'll pray for you. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It says, with God, all things are possible. And he definitely proved it to me on that day.